This has been a difficult week for our nation, and today, as state leaders reiterated, Richmond no longer is the capital of the Confederacy. They announced the towering Robert E. Lee statue will come down. More on that in a moment.
But in a twist of what you could say is poetic irony, most protests have come in the literal shadow of monuments. And this has renewed calls over their role in our local diverse communities. 10 on your side's Brett Hall dug into this issue.
Arguably, the Confederate monuments in Norfolk and Portsmouth are the most prominent in Hampton Roads. Yesterday, we told you about a plan Norfolk has to move theirs to a cemetery. Tonight, there's hope that there's the political will to do the same in Portsmouth.
Remove the stain! Remove the stain!
The stain, the Portsmouth chapter of the NAACP is speaking of, is the Confederate monument that has stood at the intersection of Court and High Streets in Old Town for nearly 130 years.
What other country in the world continues to have monuments in public places against the side that lost?
Councilman Shannon Glover agrees it's time for it to go.
I am going to call for a consensus vote from my colleagues on council to begin the process of removing the Confederate monument from our town square and moving it to its appropriate place.
Today, Mayor John Rowe and Vice Mayor Lisa Lucas-Burke also say they support moving it to Cedar Grove Cemetery.
It's time for our city, the city of Portsmouth, to place itself on the right side of history.
However, yet there could still be some complications. The law passed this year by the General Assembly allows for the movement of war memorials off public property, while the city continues to pay to upkeep the monument and clean it up when it's vandalized. 2 years ago, a judge threw out the city's request to name them as the rightful owner, a move the Sons of the Confederate veterans praised at the time. We were not able to get in contact with anyone from the group today to see if that position has changed. Still, Glover plans on moving forward.
There will be a timetable and there will be a process for the monument to be moved from our city center.
Advocates say moving out of the shadow of our racist past moves us all forward. There was also a renewed effort today to move the Confederate statue in Newport News. However, in Virginia Beach, earlier this year, a work group determined that it would be best not to move the Confederate monument there, as it's already in a secluded area. Rather, they would like to add historical context. In Portsmouth, Brett Hall, 10 on your side.